Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Plasmablush. You can also call me Grace if you prefer. It's been a while. I haven't had time to film a video like this just because of work and school and life in general, but I was really excited and I wanted to get back to it, so I've taken some time, and today we're actually going to be kind of remaking the Pancakes house. If you can kind of see, the lots on either side of them of this house are empty, and that's because I have been exploring other people's save files. At first, I never used them. I kind of didn't get them. Well, I guess I got them. I don't know. I think I just never. I think I was nervous that it would like mess up my game files or something. But I've been messing around with other people's save files. They're super fun. And makes base game or just like no content, anything like that, just kind of look like trash. And I thought it would be really fun, if not extremely challenging, to attempt to kind of make my own save file. So that's what we're doing. I hope to make this maybe like a little series. I think that would be super fun of just going through and kind of updating some of the not just base game build. When I say base game, I usually just mean like anything that comes with the game. So not like base game as in no packs, if that makes sense. But just kind of the original builds and families in the game, updating them, adding new ones, everything like that. So I'm starting in a completely blank world and working on the Pancakes house today. Um, this one was really difficult for me just because my ideas going into this house was I wanted to make something that was more renovated, if that makes sense. So it's in the same general style as what I want for the rest of the neighborhood, which I want to feel a little bit older and lived in, like, mostly families that have like grown up and spent generations in their houses, everything like that. But for Bob and Eliza, I wanted their house to be completely renovated and redone, make it look all nice and modern. I really went into this house thinking a lot about Eliza and Eliza's mentality because I feel like she would be the one who really wants to make their house look nice, have the nicest house in the neighborhood, and just very much focused on like looking good for the neighbors, if that makes sense. And I actually, I don't know if this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I'm really picky when it comes to like house renovations. I think a lot of the time renovations end up just sucking the character out of a home and making it look boring and generic. And and that's kind of what I wanted to do going into this house. I still think it looks nice because if I genuinely thought it looked bad, we wouldn't even be here right now. So I think it looks cute, but it's very much very white walls and plain floors, if that makes sense. I have a total Pinterest board just filled with home renovations, and everything's very white, often monochromatic, with little pops of color, and that was my goal going into this house, and I think I accomplished it semi well. The exterior took me a little while just to get right. I think you could see me kind of struggling with the walls and the sliding a little bit before I ended up on this kind of dual blue tone. I think I'm gonna call everything sliding. So if I'm ever incorrect, sorry. That's just that's just how it is. But the like main darker blue sliding, I think I can't see, that's either like base game or I think it came with cats and dogs, and then the lighter blue I know came with cats and dogs. And I think it ends up looking super nice, especially with kind of the white accents everywhere. Um, Now I've moved on to the landscaping, and at first I thought about making it look really polished and perfect, like Eliza was hiring a gardener and keeping everything, I almost said upright. I don't know. I don't know words today. Keeping everything very polished and neat. having the best garden in the neighborhood, everything like that. But I I try very hard to make all of my builds kind of look at least somewhat the same or related to each other, and I really wanted this house to fit in with the rest of the neighborhood. Um, the way I design my neighborhoods can be very different just depending on the mood that I'm in, because sometimes I try to go a little bit more realistic and you have like the fences between every home and everything like that, and other times you don't. And this time around, I wanted everything to feel very open, so there are no fences between houses, and I felt like that would influence the landscaping as well. So I wanted everything to look still at least a little bit manufactured. Like, obviously, the plants are kind of designed around the home itself rather than just being everywhere. But I didn't want it to make, I didn't want to make it look too perfect, if that makes any sense. Um, Now we've actually moved on to the kitchen. I'm really proud of the way this kitchen turned out. I used these counters from Dream Home Decorator, and that's going to be a very important theme throughout this build. I use a lot of Dream Home Decorator objects. One, just because, in Dream Home Decorator, the whole point of that is to kind of renovate homes or redecorate homes and make them look all nice. And so we have a lot of more modern furniture that I feel like fits with what I was going for this home in particular. But also, I think I've just been using a lot of the objects ever since it came out. I don't think I have not explored the like home decorator career since we got the pack. I kind of found it boring and I didn't care. And if I want like Sims homes to look nice, I'll just edit them myself. I'm not gonna have one have a job and then like update one room or whatever. But I use a lot of the objects in this build, so there's that. And then I did want to say the little cabinet trick that I did just then with taking those cabinets, switching them around, and then kind of making it look like, I don't know if this makes sense, like an extended part of the ceiling. I learned that trick from another creator on YouTube. I assume everyone watching this has heard of her. Oh no. Here's the part where I pronounced something wrong. Pet Petizarine? I'm gonna link her channel. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But I learned that trick from one of her videos. I think it was her Japanese apartment build that was so phenomenal. But I learned that little cabinet trick and I wanted to experiment with it. I kind of have mixed feelings about it because I'll look at it once and be like, oh, I think that's really cute, and then I'll look at it again and be like, no, it just looks weird. It looks bad. Um, but I ended up leaving it. So if you download this house, you can always just delete them and then it's over with. It's really quick and easy. But I really liked it because I felt like it makes the kitchen feel a little bit smaller, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense. I feel like cozy isn't necessarily the right word. I just feel like it kind of separates the kitchen and makes it its own room, even though it's open like this. Um, so I hope that makes any sort of sense because that's what I was trying to accomplish. But here I am putting little pots and things, little decorations for the kitchen. I had to really restrain myself with the clutter in this home because I feel like Eliza would be the kind of person who doesn't want anything out of place. She doesn't want guests to think that they're dirty or anything like that. She wants the house very neat. If you've seen the what is it, the Chris Fleming gift that's like, we can't let people know we sit. That's very much how I imagine Eliza, and I tried to illustrate that through this house. So we have a few decorations scattered throughout, but I did not clutter everything and decorate everything as much as I usually would, especially in a house with a toddler. Because I can't remember if I said this before. It's Bob and Eliza, and then I gave them their little toddler son, Iggy. So I really restrained myself with the decorations in this one. Um, But yeah, I I'm kind of updating the households separately, mostly off camera. I'm thinking about doing like little makeover videos for the base game households. So if that's something you guys would be interested in, go ahead and let me down. Let me down. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, because I love making over Sims. I love taking the this is gonna be mean, but the sad, ugly EA households and making them not look sad and ugly. So in this save file, I have Bob, Eliza, and their son Iggy. Um, See, I have to keep my mouth shut because I have a bunch of ideas for like drama and chaos, and I want it to be a surprise. So that's that. But I think I kept Bob and Eliza the same mostly. I don't think I changed any of their traits, and all I did otherwise was I gave Eliza the painter career. Oh no, I didn't. I lied. I lied to you just then. I gave her the art critic career. But obviously she still likes to paint. I think no, I think her aspiration was either the mansion baron or the I think it was the mansion baron and like having a bunch of art in the house and things like that. But I know that I painting was one of her hobbies, and I'm pretty sure that came with like the base game. Like it wasn't something I added, but I felt like art critic would fit her a lot more than just not having a job. I don't think one of her traits is lazy, and I don't see her as a lazy sim. I see her as like snotty and rude, but like she wants to get that bag, you know what I mean? So I give her the art critic career, and then Bob is still in his culinary career. Um, I am putting multiple restaurants in the world, so like if Bob wants to divorce Eliza and live his restaurateur dreams, I'm not going to disagree with that, you know what I'm saying? um, but I do want to say, I'm talking a lot. I do want to say I love the little reading nook that I've put here in the dining room. So I used is it poof? Is that just what they're called? The little circular chairs. And then the meditation, they're not stools, meditation pillows, kind of as accent pillows in this little reading nook. And then again, bookshelves from Dream Home Decorator. And then I think those seats are I call them bed ends because you always put them at the foot of a bed. But the seats that came, I think with City Living, I think those are some pretty old ones. But yeah, I do want to say that I am aware that there is no toddler chair, even though they have a toddler in the household. That is something that I noticed while I was playtesting this house. As I'm recording this, it's not like 100% playtested, but everything that I've worked with so far seems to be working great. I did add a high chair for Iggy, so if you download this house, do not worry about that. It's all taken care of. These plants that I'm putting here on these shelves completely gone. Everything that I end up putting on these shelves, I don't know when this happened, but at some point while I was building, they just vanished, which I'm a little disappointed about, but it's an easy fix, so I just went back and kind of put random stuff there again. I don't know how that happened because I made sure that I was done with like editing all of the walls or painting all of the walls. I knew to do that beforehand specifically so that none of the objects would disappear um, while I was putting things down or anything. So I don't know how they disappeared. But anyway, here we're moving on to the living room where I'm kind of using that reverse cabinet trick again, trying to make a TV hutch. I think it ends up being super cute. I struggled a lot with this living room trying to figure out if how I wanted to place everything because it is a little bit awkward shaped, if you know what I mean. I tried putting in a fireplace and that didn't work. I tried like finagling the furniture around a lot, trying to make it, everything look perfect, and that I struggled with a lot. So I have, I think, about an hour, hour and a half of footage that I just completely cut out because it was just me struggling and failing and struggling and failing and struggling and failing. But I'm actually happy with the way this living room finally turned out. I love that blue couch. I think it came with cottage living. I think it's so cute, and it borders on the line between, like, I guess not modern because I wouldn't call that modern anyway, but it's like the plain color is sleek enough to fit in a house with more modern furnishings like this, but it's also very elegant in its style, if that makes sense. So I feel like it fits very nicely in this house. I know I struggled with the foyer a lot at times, and I think I end up decorating it and then going back and deleting it later on. And as I say that, I realize that I also deleted the couch that I was just going on about. It's still cute, but it's not what I ended up using for this build. But yeah, I struggled with the living room and the foyer a lot just because of the shape and where I wanted to put everything and not being able to clutter everything up like I usually do. But I think the living room turned out very modern. I like that this is just like the designer in me, but I like that you can't really see any of the kitchen or the dining room from the living room. I feel like that just fits with what I was going for with Eliza being very very we have to look very nice for the guests and blah 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 blah. I like that the living room is kind of its own little universe, and then the entire rest of the house exists beyond that, if that makes sense. Um, Here I am. I do this little, I think I use that mirror multiple times throughout this build. I think it's super cute. I apologize if I reuse objects a lot. I have a very specific taste. I know what I like, and I end up using that over and over and over again, which is something that I'm trying to fix. But, it'd be like that sometimes. I feel like everyone has their favorite objects or set of objects in the game. Comment down below what your favorite objects in the game are, because I have a ton. I use that rectangle mirror. I also use, you can see it there, and it doesn't even fit with the rest of the build. I can't remember if I delete that, but the circular woven rug, I use that all of the time. And then recently, the chairs that I'm actually using in the living room, I think those ones came with, what's it called? Paranormal inspector. I kept wanting to say like fortune teller, and that was not right. The paranormal stuff pack. That is another one where I really like a lot of the objects, and I have not used it like at all. Mostly because I think you either have to like go to a haunted lot or talk to some painting, I don't remember, in order to get the paranormal investigator career. And I've never felt like doing that, and for some weird reason I've just never cheated into the paranormal investigator career. I will be making haunted houses in this build, or in this little save file. It'd be weird if I didn't. I think that would be so fun. Ooh, maybe the goth's house can be haunted. I think that would be neat. But anyway, here we're moving on to the downstairs bathroom slash laundry room. This one I'm also really proud of. This is another one that's very much a Pinterest inspired room, trying to make it look like a more realistic laundry unit, or at least the kind you'll see on Pinterest, which I guess aren't super realistic, but you know what I mean. I think it ended up being, there's the mirror again. I think it ended up being super cute. This one, it's a little bit more cluttered than the rest of the house, just because it's where they do their laundry, and I feel like something like that would be very difficult to keep completely neat and separate if they don't have like secret storage somewhere else where they can put everything. So I have a few decorations, I think either from all over. I know one of those baskets is from Eco Living. Another one is, oh, I can't remember if that's from Cottage Living or something else. The basket of pillows. Um, my memory is so bad, but I use a lot of those. I use that the long hanging plant again. I assume it's a pothos. I've been calling it a pothos in my head. That one I use once or twice throughout the build. It's super cute. It makes things look a little bit more messy, unfortunately, but I resist because it's adorable. Um, there's not a whole lot to say about this bathroom. It's kind of just a bathroom and a laundry room. I do end up skipping the two upstairs bathrooms just for the same reason. I think they're a little bit boring and there's not much to say. But I did want to do this one just because it is the laundry room, and I feel like that's just a little bit important, you know? Laundry's special, you know? Um, but after this, we move on to Bob and Eliza's room, and I will say that their room is a little bit bigger than I usually make a bedroom, especially just for Sims where they don't need the space. Like, I don't think they get claustrophobic or anything. I kind of wish they did. That'd be cool. But um, I've forgiven myself just because this bedroom functions as not only the bedroom but also Eliza's studio, and then they have like their computer upstairs. So anytime anyone needs to do work or something, it's all in the bedroom. So it's kind of like moving any activities that they could do anywhere else in the house where guests could see it or it could get messy. Everything is just moved into the bedroom so no one has to see it or worry about it. So we have a corner, I think, by the door where Eliza does all of her painting and has all of her artwork up. And then on the other side is just the desk with a bunch of clutter on it. Like, that's where they put all their things that they can't put downstairs. Um, I'm really proud of the way this bedroom turned out. I think that bed is it from Seasons? I feel like I'm just gonna play a game every single every single time I make a video where I just assume what pack things are from because I never remember and I'm really bad. But I think that bed is from Seasons. The carpet is, or the rug is from something. I'm not even gonna try to guess. I don't remember, but I think it's really cute. It's white, so it kind of goes with the flooring and the rest of the house, but it's like just different enough to add a little pop, if that makes sense, a little pop of color. And I think it's super cute. I know that actually, that's not true. I was gonna say neither of them have a job that requires the computer a lot, but since I gave Eliza the food critic job, I think she would be doing a lot more on the computer because I think you write like articles and things in that career. Um, I do want to apologize if you can hear any sort of like running around, scratching, anything like that. My cat is in my room, and sometimes he gets into things because he's a nuisance. So apologies for that, but as I was saying, I think Eliza would be doing a lot of her work in this bedroom now that I think about it, given her art critic career. Meanwhile, Bob, I think, would be spending most of the time in the kitchen. So I really went into this house thinking like 99% Eliza. It's all about Eliza because I feel like that's her own mentality. I feel like she and Bob don't have a great relationship, and she wouldn't be very considerate of him or his opinions or feelings when she had the house renovated. So I really tried to get into that mindset while I was building. But I do give them like a grill outside and a little garden. I feel like Bob would garden and kind of grow his own herbs or spices. You know, do you grow? Yeah, you grow spices. Whatever. Herbs, spices, fruits, vegetables. I feel like he would grow a lot of his own ingredients just in the backyard. I think that would be super fun and super cute. So it's not all about Eliza. Bob still has his own hobbies and things like that. I'm sitting here thinking, do I want to give a little hint at the drama that I have stewing in my head? Um, I I will say that I have been considering affairs in this save file. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, and it's a funny thing to consider. I've been considering, but moving on to Iggy's room. This is another one that I struggled with. If you could see, I kind of already had like a carpet and the TV laid down because I had previously attempted at designing the room and it just was not working out. It took me 10,000 years to get walls that I liked for this room because it's a kid's room and I didn't want to just be the plain white walls that they have in the rest of the house, and I also wanted to make it look all nice and cute, and it was a struggle, but I powered through. I love those animal chairs. They're so cute. Another guess when I'm not gonna even try to remember where they're from. I cannot remember, but I think he has most of his activities. I cannot remember if I gave him a Wabbit tablet. I can't believe I said that without stuttering. I can't remember if I gave him a Wabbit tablet. I know that I gave him like his little blocks, and then is that it? I think it is. I think in my previous iteration of this room I tried to give them the little tent. Little, it's not little, it's so big, and that's what my problem is with it. So he has his little blocks and his little toddler toys, a bookshelf so that he can be read to, and a toy chest just to store all of his things because you know Eliza would not want toys just completely all over the floor. But I think it's a very cute little room. The thought of giving a toddler a TV that big really makes me laugh. But I feel like they're the kind of family that would do that, you know what I mean? I also like that he has the largest closet in the house. I just couldn't make it work in Bob and Eliza's room, so Iggy won the lottery and he gets the really big closet with a bunch of his little toddler clothes. And again, dream home decorator. I can't resist. And then just a little chair to kind of top everything off. After this, I think we're going outside to just finish up the outdoor. I tried to make this look less modern and a little more casual just because I feel like, I mean, obviously you can entertain guests outside, but I feel like because their little backyard is so small, I feel like they wouldn't really use the backyard as their primary entertaining spot, so this is more just for them as a family. I know that I gave them the little toddler wagon. I've said this before, not on this channel, but I've said it before. I am eternally pissed off that you cannot like pull toddlers around in the little wagon that we got with the toddler stuff pack. I think that's insane. I think it's a missed opportunity. EA, I'm extremely disappointed in you. But I gave them the little wagon. They have their outdoor dining area just for them. Again, I used the circular rug. I can't resist it. It's so cute. I love it. I think it came with laundry day. And I've been using it in every single build that I've done ever since. It's so cute. But I think that little, it's not a hutch, but I'm gonna call it a hutch, also came with the Bloomin' Plants kit. I think that's super cute. And so that's where Bob can do a lot of his gardening. And then I just top it off with a few pots where he can plant his herbs, whatever. And then those will be planted if you download the lot. So don't worry about that. And I think that's just about it for this build. Thank you so much for watching. It's going to be really weird for me saying this, but if you like this video, feel free to like this video and leave a comment if you want to see more. Tell me about your like Bob and Eliza drama headcanons because I want to hear about that. But thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode and bye.